Am I the a-hole for refusing a wedding gift, knowing there will be strings attached? My fiance, 32 male, and I, 31 female, got engaged on Christmas Eve. Until recently, I had a great relationship with his family, his mom especially. But ever since the engagement, it's become really strained because she keeps trying to insert herself in our decisions and offering unsolicited advice, and I'm slowly getting at my wit's end. A few things that have annoyed me. We want a max of around 50 people. My fiance and I are both introverts, and even the thought of us being in front of that many people gives me anxiety. With our close family, friends, and their plus ones, we're probably well over 50. His mother insists the wedding must be a grand event with at least 150 guests. Hell no. I found a gown in a magazine I love, and that's going to be my inspiration. It's more on the simple side, but that's my style. I showed my best friend, my mom, and my future mother-in-law because I did want her to feel included, but she insisted it was too plain, and everyone will think I'm just another guest at my wedding, being the only one in white. No one's gonna think that, especially if there's only 50 people and everyone's there to see you. The venue we're thinking about is too small and boring. The on-site catering is not special enough, and because my fiance is an only child, this needs to be a grand affair. Ugh. No, not if you don't want that. I'm sorry. We need to get a guest list to her so she can review and approve who's coming. No, this is our wedding, not yours. Approve who's coming. Ugh, brother. Thankfully, my side is on my side, and about 6 weeks ago, called her and said we know what kind of wedding we want to have, and she needs to stop overstepping and questioning our choices. I love a little boundary. In an attempt to punish him and assert her authority, she went radio silent until last week. I love it when people go radio silent as a punishment, but the whole time you're like, oh, this is nice. Oh, yes, more of that. She invited us to dinner on Sunday and presented us with a check for $25,000 to help with the wedding. This is so manipulative. I wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot pole. When we got home, I told my fiance we are not cashing the check. He thinks I'm being ridiculous and this can help us have the wedding we want with almost no out-of-pocket costs. I beg to differ. I feel as though there are some people who watch this channel that, you know, and also in my commentary, we're dealing with some stories that are pretty negative. And I am 36 years old. I have a lot of life experience, and I don't want to say that I'm jaded, but I just have a lot of awareness when it comes to interactions and human behavior, and I have a lot of life experience. I really don't like to say things like there's strings attached, and I really don't like to be giving you guys commentary to make you question everyone in your life. But when you get to a certain point, you will start to realize that a lot of life is very transactional. This is not a check that is out of her own goodwill to help you guys. This check comes at a price. She's going to hold this over your head. And it's a tactic change. That's literally all this is. At first, she tried ignoring you guys, going radio silent, hoping that you would reach out to her and apologize or whatever she thought was going to happen. When that didn't happen, she changed her tactic. This check is her way of trying to exercise control. I told him we won't have the wedding we want because she's going to use the money as leverage to push the event in the direction that she wants. And I would also argue that, yes, $25,000 is a lot of money, but once you kind of go into that bracket of wedding costs, it's going to end up being a lot more. It's good to be as frugal as possible, but like once you kind of introduce even more money into it, you start getting more and more things, inviting more and more people. It gets out of control really, really fast. When she insists on including friends we don't know and don't care about, she's going to say,
"Oh, I thought the money would help cover them."
Yeah. When we go dress shopping, it'll be, that's a bit simple. I thought with the extra money you'd get something nicer. When we finally choose our venue, it'll be, so what exactly is my money paying for? As someone who just got married, and I know I keep using my own personal experience, but like it's all I have to really go on. I also have lots of friends that are getting married, have gotten married. $25K is not going to get you very far. not with a 150 person guest list. This amount of money in this wedding industry, honey, is not going to go very far. It certainly will not allow you to buy a $10,000 dress. It certainly will not allow you to spend a ton of money on a venue. Like, you'll probably be able to get a nicer venue, but that's all you'll be able to get. My fiance said it will cause a huge rift if we don't accept the money because his mother is extending an olive branch and being generous. No, she's not. It's a tactic. But I tried telling him it will cause a bigger rift if she gets in her mind that she has a say in our choices because she's paying for it. And I shut her down every time. I feel like I'm being positioned as a bridezilla. You are. My fiance thinks I'm overreacting, and it's the tension of the last few months exposing itself. Even my mother said, just accept the gift. No, I think that you can absolutely accept gifts and money from your family members, but things have to be okay with you guys. I do believe that this is a tactic because it comes at a time where you guys were fighting. Just before this, she was ignoring you guys and, going no contact and being, manipulative in that way. She was stonewalling you. So that's a manipulation tactic. This is just another manipulation tactic. If it was this thing where, you guys are all on really, really good terms and she was normally this really generous person and you're used to her being generous, I think that maybe I would feel a little safer for you about accepting the money, but that's not the case. Not the a-hole, but I would take the money and put it in a separate account to earn interest, or just consider $25K your zero balance and continue excluding her from decisions as you've been doing. If she ever demands her money back, just send it right back and tell her it looks very poorly on her to use a gift as leverage. Oh, you're smart. This makes the scenario a win-win. You're still financing the wedding yourselves. You can use the wedding money for whatever you want, assuming she accepts being excluded. And if she doesn't, you'll make a little bit of interest and don't actually find yourself in a hole. Okay, no, I love that. I really, really love that. At first I was like, oh, wow. But you are going to have to deal with her, I guess, exercising that control. So as long as you're fine with shutting her down and, all the while knowing that she's going to maybe ask for the money back and then you guys are going to fight, as long as you're okay with that inevitably happening, I really like this idea. So we do have an update.